Qatar has emerged as a big political hitter in West Asia with the capability to contribute to solving problems often complex in the region. The visit of Sheikh Tamim to India is actually another feather in the cap of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The icing on the cake was Qatar's commitment to invest USD 10 billion in India through its sovereign fund, a big jump from USD 1.5 billion currently invested in India in the private sector. The close relationships between the leaders of Qatar and India also sends strong signals to West Asian powers as well as Turkey and Pakistan. Although Qatar has made it very clear that its relationship with India are on an independent, strong footing without any links or ramifications with its ties with Pakistan. Namaskar. In the complicated world of Middle East politics, where radical Islam jostles for space with a strong Shia-Sunni undercurrent, Qatar is often described by its adversaries, particularly in West and in Israel, as the arsonist and the firefighter of the volatile region. Using the revenue generated by selling its vast natural gas reserves, the third largest after Russia and Iran, Qatar has gained political leverage in the Middle East at the cost of traditional powers of the region. It houses the largest air base in the region at Al-Udeid, mediated the US-Iran prisoner swap deal in 2023, mediated the withdrawal of US-led coalition forces in 2021 from Afghanistan by giving shelter to the Taliban leadership, was involved in the Gaza ceasefire and release of hostages, is friends with Muslim Brotherhood, was also involved in Yemen, Syria, and Libya civil wars. Simply put, Qatar has a finger in every pie in the Middle East. Under the leadership of Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani, Qatar has emerged as a big political hitter in West Asia with the capability to contribute to solving problems often complex in the region. It was in recognition of Qatar's growing position in West Asia and the fair treatment of large Indian diaspora in the Gulf country that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar, broke protocol and went to receive Sheikh Tamim and his large entourage at the IGI airport when the Qatar Emir arrived for a 2-day visit to Delhi on February 16 to February 18th. Since Narendra Modi became the PM in 2014, India has rarely reached out to the Gulf, with Qatar Emir Sheikh Tamim being an early visitor in March 2015. In the past 10 years, the relationship did not pick up the required pace, but his visit this week was the defining moment, with strategic partnership agreement taking it to the next level. As part of his Gulf vision, Prime Minister Modi traveled to UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Kuwait and forged deeper bilateral ties. Qatar is India's #1 natural gas supplier and supplies nearly 40% of India's natural gas requirements, with New Delhi now looking towards Doha, acquiring a deeper economic stake in India through foreign direct investment. During Sheikh Tamim's visit, the two leaders discussed all the major issues, including the war in Gaza, Hamas, Ukraine, the security situation in Middle East with instability in Syria, the Indian Ocean region, and China. While the two sides upgraded their bilateral relationship to a close strategic partnership, Qatar committed itself to supply 7.5 million metric tons of gas to India for 20 more years, apart from the spot purchases after the present long-term contract expires in 2028. Fact is, Qatar supplied nearly 10.5 million metric tons of gas last year to India, including long-term and spot purchases. The two countries also decided to double the bilateral trade from USD 14 billion to USD 28 billion by 2028. The icing on the cake was Qatar's commitment to invest USD 10 billion in India through its sovereign fund, a big jump from USD 1.5 billion currently invested in India in the private sector. The proposed Middle East Economic Corridor that runs through India, UAE and Saudi Arabia did not figure in the bilateral meeting as Qatar is not part of the ambitious trade corridor. While the bilateral visit of Sheikh Tamim was a success, the close relationships between the leaders of Qatar and India also sent strong signals to West Asian powers as well as Turkey and Pakistan. Although Qatar has made it very clear that its relationship with India are on an independent, strong footing without any links or ramifications with its ties with Pakistan, India is concerned about the presence of Pakistan origin nationals in Qatari armed forces. Given that Indian Air Force and Qatari Air Force have 36 Rafales respectively as their frontline fighters, New Delhi fears that Pakistanis in the Qatari Air Force could get access to the French fighter to study its vulnerabilities and capabilities of the aircraft in order to help Rawalpindi in the worst case scenario with India. While France has made it amply clear to Qatar that it would stop spare parts supply to Doha in case Pakistani technicians were given access to Rafale, fact remains is that the engine and the frame of the Rafale fighter with both India and Qatar are the same, and hence the security concern for New Delhi. While India has very close ties with UAE and Saudi Arabia, it has parallelly pushed for strong ties with Qatar and appreciates the role played by Sheikh Tamim in releasing 7 former Indian Navy personnel last year who were on a death row. The case now stands closed with the 8th Indian personnel still in Doha facing a financial fraud case along with other Qatari nationals. That Prime Minister Modi gave full red carpet treatment to Sheikh Tamim was also in recognition of how the Emir put Qatar on the Middle East high table, where Turkey claims leadership on its Ottoman Empire legacy, Saudi Arabia as the custodian of the two holy mosques, and Iran as the Shia shoulder of Islam. Qatar today has close links with the Taliban leadership in Afghanistan and Iran while maintaining equally close ties with Washington. It is due to the power play of Sheikh Tamim that Qatar now has the pulse of West Asia and is the go-to person for understanding the region and a key to resolving any conflagration in the region. The visit of Sheikh Tamim also hit high notes in New Delhi with the Qatar Investment Authority, the multi-billion-dollar sovereign fund opening offices in New Delhi and Doha, looking towards increasing foreign direct investment in India in different sectors including infrastructure, technology, manufacturing, food security, logistics and hospitality. With India having population percentage-wise the largest diaspora in Qatar, Sheikh Tamim's visit to India after nearly 10 years has not only brought the two countries close, but also removed any misgivings that Doha may have had over India giving preference to other powers of the region. The visit of Sheikh Tamim to India is actually another feather in the cap of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, under whose leadership India's relationship with the Gulf has radically transformed in the past 11 years. Today, India is the voice that matters and is valued by all when it comes to the complex West Asian politics. Namaskar.